For the toe sit, it's going to be really similar to that heel sit where it's feet and knees together, but those toes are going to be tucked under here. So we're really trying to emphasize a big stretch to that toe in through there. Same thing with the heel sit. If this is too much here, then walk my way forward. If that's not enough, slowly work my way up. The more vertical I am, the more weight's pushing down on the toes. Doing our kneeling knee raises. So we're gonna be in this heel sit position, hands by our side, and then one at a time, we're just gonna be lifting this knee up as high as we can. Our goal for this is just get a really big stretch through the front of the ankle. And so from the front, that looks like us just lifting that up one knee at a time. And really our goal with this is we're just trying to crank the front side of this ankle down as far as we can. We're doing our Seiza sit with a towel, lateral rocks. And so we're gonna take a towel, we're gonna roll it up. The towel, I've had patients use a hoodie in the past, and we're gonna take this, or t-shirt, and we're gonna put this right behind the knee. Then with this, we're gonna get into our Seiza sit, which is our knees apart, heels apart, toes together sit. And so we're gonna put that towel right behind that knee, sit down on that, and then rock 20 times to that affected side. With this, what I want you to think about is we're trying to get this outside ankle bone to touch towards the ground. So I'm using this pressure from my glute to push this heel outwards to touch this outside ankle bone to the ground while this towel is stuck in behind the knee. If that pressure from sitting down like this is too much, that's okay. You can always put your hands here and work on that. But the big focus on this is you want this ankle to rotate out, outside ankle bone trying to touch the ground as much as you can. Single leg, happy baby, supine extension. We're pulling one knee to the chest. I'm doing both hands waffle grip around the foot. And then from there, trying to keep this back leg calf down on the ground while I'm forcing that extension. Doing our half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So we're gonna be in a kneeling position and we're going to tuck our belly button and our belt buckle close together. And then from here, we're going to go knee over the toe as far as we can, getting a big stretch through the front of this hip. Big thing with this is that we want basically this back knee to our head to be one tall line. We don't want to be leaning backwards into that, but we want to sink forward with that chest, not staying tall, but just kind of even from that initial position, pressing forward as far as we can to get a good stretch through the front of that hip. We're doing our end range dorsiflexion iso hold. So we're getting to a lunge position. We are getting this knee over the toe as far as we can, and we are really pushing that knee over that toe, sinking that deeper and deeper. And we're really trying to aim for length at the end of this. And for you, the more you lean over this foot, the more load's gonna be on that. The farther back, the less load. But we really wanna load this foot here. And we really want to load that new dorsiflexion range that we just got. The obturator nerve glide. I'm gonna be standing in a half kneeling position, and then I'm gonna open the gate as far as I can. I'm putting my hands on my shoulders. I'm rotating towards that side, and then I'm bending, not at the hip, but at the spine over that side. I should feel a zingy stretch in through my groin. Then from there, I'm gonna bounce that last 20% of this. And then when I move to the next set, I'm gonna walk that out wider and then wider each set that I do this glide. I'm gonna start with my legs up on the wall, and then from there, I'm going to walk my legs as wide as I can into that stretch, getting comfortable. I may rotate my feet in and out and find different tension with my feet out and with my feet in. Wherever I feel the most tension is where I'm staying. And then from there, don't be afraid to manually crank that a little bit wider, and then we're hanging out there. As it starts to get more comfortable, don't be afraid to go wider and wider with the feet as is possible. We're going to be doing our frog stretch. So we're going to get on our hands and knees. We're going to go knees and feet as wide as we can. And then from there, we're going to sink and sit back into that. How this looks like from the side is we are here. We're going to arch that low back and then sit back into that. We're not being rounded like this, but we're staying tall through the spine, and we're getting as wide as we can, as deep as we can, getting a really good stretch in through that groin. We're going to be doing our front foot elevated hip flexion stretch. So we're going to get a box or a chair or a bench, and then we're going to put one hip up on that while the other hip is behind. Then from here, we're going to push down, pushing this heel down into this mat hard for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to sink a little bit deeper into the stretch for 10. And now if you need balance, go ahead and grab the chair, grab your knee, grab whatever you need, push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then sink a little bit deeper for 10. We're doing our seated hip internal rotation stretch. And so you're going to be putting one leg up like this on a bed, a bench, whatever you've got. And then from here, this backside is kind of floating. All the weight's kind of through my right sit bone here. And I'm just dropping that knee down and across as deep as I can while staying tall. Maybe I'm adding some excessive overpressure with my hand, but the goal is to just stretch this down as deep as I can to get a really deep stretch. We're gonna do a nerve glide for this upper gluteal nerve. So how we're gonna do that is we're gonna be in a seated position. We're gonna get into a cross leg position here, a single leg cross leg position. So I'm gonna put that foot on top of this knee. I'm going to get really tall, and then I'm just gonna lean forward on repeat. I'm gonna feel that stretch on the backside, upper part of that glute. I even may keep my hands here, kind of help me lean forward. But notice how if I have head down or head up, that may change the intensity of this stretch for me. So find which orientation you feel it the most, and then do your repeated bounces on each side with that to make sure that you're getting the most out of this mobilization.